State Representative Jim Walsh here at the Washington State House in the gallery above the floor. It's Wednesday evening, and today was what they call opposite chamber cutoff. So it was the last day of the session for pure policy bills to be considered, and here in the House we were considering state Senate bills that had originated in the state Senate, hence opposite chamber. The controversial bill of the day, and probably of the week, was Senate Bill 5599. This is a bill, new policy, around shelters and a thing called host homes for minor children who have run away, who are not living at home. And it's highly controversial because while in existing law, shelters or host homes or other places that give shelter to runaway children have to report that child and ultimately have to inform the child's parents within about 72 hours. Some of the time frames adjust to circumstance, but families have to be notified if their child is staying in a shelter or similar place. This bill changes that. It makes it so that children who run away from home for a few specifically defined reasons, the state doesn't have to tell parents where the child is. The shelters don't have to tell the parents where the child is. Highly controversial. This is the state government and its bureaucratic agencies getting in between parents and their children. It is full of problems, some constitutional, some just based out of case law, but the idea that the state government, without establishing that traditionally defined abuse or neglect had occurred, can hide a child's whereabouts from that child's parents or families is very troubling indeed. And I want to say something else. This bill by itself is bad enough, but there's a sort of interaction that this bill has with two other bills passed recently this session. One, which breaks the seal of confidentiality in what is called penitential confession, that is a ritual confession made at a church, requiring the minister or priest to become what is called a mandatory reporter, to notify government authorities if they hear about wrongdoing or abuse of children during a confession. And another bill that shields people who come to this state from other states to pursue certain kinds of medical treatments from any legal action in their home state. When you take these three bills together and combine them, they have wide-reaching effects, wider than any one of those bills by itself. This is very troubling to many civil libertarians, and this is an issue where people on the political right and the political left both kind of come together with civil liberties concerns, that the state government, Washington State's government, is getting into people's business, personal families, personal medical care, personal religious beliefs, in a way that our state constitution says the government's not supposed to do. Troubling stuff. But for the moment, the focus was on Senate Bill 5599. It was voted off the floor of the House here. It did pass. Straight party line vote. We haven't seen that many of those this session, kind of interesting, but this was a straight party line vote, so it is a completely partisan issue. And what we heard, certainly from those concerned about parental rights and how this bill will undermine and destroy parental rights, was that the bill's concept that if a parent doesn't affirm a minor child's choices, wants, actions, that by itself is abuse. This is going to be a hot button issue for months and years to come. I expect that if the state government acts on the policy points described in Senate Bill 5599, there are going to be all kinds of lawsuits challenging the state hiding children from their families. It's very troubling stuff. We'll see, it's not law yet. We'll see what the next few days bring here in Olympia. But for the moment, today was not a good day for parents' rights in the state of Washington. I'll talk to you again soon, I hope with better news. But for now, take care, and I'll talk to you again.